Most men lose attraction before they even realize they had a chance, not because they are ugly, not because they are broke, not because they said the wrong thing one time. They lose it because they were taught the exact opposite of what actually creates desire. They were told to be endlessly available, to over-explain, to chase harder, to never risk upsetting her, to prove. And that is exactly why they get ignored, friend-zoned, replaced, or slowly drained of confidence. Because attraction does not respond to desperation. It responds to value, to emotional control, to standards, to presence that feels earned, not handed out for free. And once you understand that, the whole game changes. Let's start with the first truth. A man becomes more attractive when his life is not built around one person. A lot of men think attraction grows through constant contact, text her all day, reply in seconds, be available every hour, never let silence happen. But that kind of energy often kills tension before it has a chance to grow. Think about it. If someone has unlimited access to you, there is nothing to wonder about. No curiosity, no anticipation, no space for missing you. And people rarely value what feels endlessly available. That does not mean disappear to manipulate. It does not mean ignore messages to look powerful. It means your life should already be full. Purpose, work, goals, friends, discipline, direction. When your attention is not cheap, your presence feels more meaningful. The man who is busy building something naturally creates mystery without trying. He is not performing distance. He simply has a life. And that difference changes everything. Because attraction often grows in the pause, in the moments when she thinks about you after you leave, in the gap between interactions, in the feeling that your world does not revolve around validation. The second truth is where most men completely fall apart. Pressure reveals the man behind the image. At the beginning, anyone can seem confident, anyone can be smooth when things are easy, anyone can look composed when they are getting attention. But the real moment of truth comes when energy shifts. Maybe she becomes colder, maybe she challenges you, maybe she delays, maybe she says something that pokes at your ego. And in that moment, she is not always trying to hurt you. Sometimes she is simply seeing what kind of man she is dealing with. Does he become needy? Does he argue for control? Does he panic and start chasing reassurance? Does he completely change personality the moment he feels uncertainty? A lot of men fail right there. Not because they were tested, because they exposed instability. The man who stands out is the one who stays centered. He does not beg for clarity every time emotions shift. He does not spiral. He does not throw a tantrum disguised as honesty. He does not become passive-aggressive and call it self-respect. He stays calm. And calmness under pressure is rare. That kind of emotional steadiness creates something stronger than surface-level attraction. It creates trust. Because if you can manage yourself when things are uncertain, people feel that. They feel that you are not ruled by impulse. They feel that you are solid, and solid men are hard to forget. Now here's the third truth. A man with no boundaries eventually becomes invisible. Many men think saying yes all the time makes them easier to love, be agreeable, be flexible, never disappoint her, never push back, never risk conflict. But what usually happens? He starts abandoning his own standards just to keep the peace. He says yes when he means no. He tolerates things that bother him. He reshapes himself around someone else's moods, and little by little, he disappears. That is not love. That is self-erasure. Real strength is being able to say no without anger, without drama, without needing applause for it. No, that does not work for me. No, I am not doing that. No, I respect you, but I also respect myself. That kind of energy is powerful because it shows self-possession. A man who has boundaries sends a clear message. I am kind, but I am not weak. I care, but I do not fold under pressure. I can love someone without losing myself. And without that, respect slowly dies. The fourth truth is the one many men spend years misunderstanding. Attraction is driven more by emotional experience than logical credentials. A perfect resume does not guarantee chemistry. A nice car does not create attachment. A polished image can get attention, but attention is not the same as desire. People remember how they feel around you. Do they feel tension, peace, excitement, safety, curiosity, emotional aliveness? That is what lingers. You have probably seen this before. A man can look great on paper and still be forgettable. Another man can be less perfect, yet leave a much stronger imprint. Why? Because one feels like a list. The other feels like an experience. The man who is grounded in chaos, playful without forcing it, confident without constantly advertising it, he creates emotional contrast. And emotional contrast is memorable. She may forget what you wore. She may forget the exact words, but she will remember the atmosphere around you. That is what people bond to, not your sales pitch, your energy. And here is the final truth, the one most men only learn after a relationship starts falling apart. Getting chosen is not the finish line. A lot of men put all their intensity into winning someone over, then slowly become the least interesting version of themselves once they have her. The ambition fades, the edge softens, the curiosity disappears, the discipline slips, the romance becomes routine, the growth stops, and then they act shocked when attraction cools off. But attraction needs movement. It needs a sense that the man she chose is still expanding, still leading himself, still becoming, not in a fake alpha performance, not through games, but through continued growth. The man who stays attractive over time is the man who never becomes lazy with his identity. He still has direction. He still has standards. He still brings energy into the relationship. He still knows how to create moments instead of living on autopilot. He gives stability, but not stagnation. He offers love, but not dependency. He brings comfort, but he never becomes dull. And that balance is rare. Because the truth is, attraction does not die in one dramatic moment. Usually, it fades in silence. It fades when a man becomes too eager to please, too easy to predict, too afraid to challenge, too disconnected from his own mission. That is how desire quietly disappears. So if you take anything from this, let it be this. Stop trying to be chosen by abandoning yourself. Stop confusing constant availability with connection. Stop thinking attraction is built by approval seeking. Stop believing being nice is enough if there is no strength behind it. Build a life that feels full without needing anyone to complete it. Control your emotions when tested. Set boundaries without apology. Create feelings, not performances. And never stop becoming the man she had a reason to notice in the first place. That is what changes everything. And once you truly understand it, you move differently. You stop chasing validation. You stop overthinking mixed signals. You stop giving your power away. You become harder to manipulate, harder to replace, and much harder to forget. If you want more videos like this, raw, honest, and straight to the point, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments which truth hit the hardest.